Gun really looks like crap now. It was looking pretty good until I did this. I was pretty happy with it.
So you gotta wet it and then dry it out.
Yeah, just hit it with fine paper then. Get it defuzzed. But that really stood it up.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good right up till now.
So why do they tell you to do that? Just so it takes
Because the Aquafortis will do that. When you put it on, it'll fuzz it. Some guys will whisker them several times, but one's usually enough on hard maple. Yeah, you don't want your finish to do that, because whatever wet hits that's going to raise its grain. So you want to get it over with and clean it up.
So it can't raise it more.
Right. It'll only raise it, yeah, just the one time, so to speak. I think doing a theme gun's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, this one. Did you come up with the theme, or we just kind of came as you make it?
Yeah, it just kind of came as I was making it. I don't know. I just kind of got the idea. Well, that's kind of a neat idea. Never done anything quite like that before. That'd be kind of neat. It kind of hit some of the big areas right now. We'll get into the detail stuff here in a minute. Places I see need cleaned up. May have to stick the barrel back in it so I can vice it back up. It's one of those things you want to engrave it, but you don't want to engrave it too nice.
Right.
You know, it just looks out of place if it's too perfect on one of these guns. You don't want a really detailed face there. You want it to look like it belongs. And I don't mind softening my edges just a little bit either here. That's kind of what I'm doing by not being real careful with the paper. I don't want the thing to be too harsh.
So what do you mean when you say you don't want it to be too nice? I mean,
well, the original guns, I mean, they were, you know, engraved by guys in shops on the edges, frontier, and they weren't perfect, you know. I mean, they were nice, but they weren't. Today, modern engraving's taken on a whole another genre of work. I mean, guys doing engraving that's far and beyond anything that was ever thought of on original guns. I'm gonna throw the barrel in this.
that'll stay in there enough that I can chop it back up.
Well, pretty good getting below that, isn't it?
There we go.
And I just think that kind of engraving's out of place on these guns. You know, other people might not think that, but that's what I think. And guys engrave at a level now, and I do on modern guns a lot, that's what everybody expects is perfect engraving. And I think perfect engraving looks out of place on.
And you're using pretty fine grit.
Yeah, this is worn out 220. That's what I have here. It's a piece of 220 that's worn out. This is gone. Like I said, I'm not being super careful. I don't mind softening some of the edges a little on the carving. I had it all sharp, and I just kind of like taking it back down a little bit so that it's just not crazy sharp. I don't want the gun to look too new, even though it is, but it doesn't have to look too new. Play that light. Yeah, it's got a smell to it. Didn't cover quite as fast as I thought it would. Maybe I should have defuzzed it twice, but it doesn't seem like it's getting all that furry. going to take the silver down, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have bothered trying to darken the silver. I would have just said, well, that'll take care of it. Get away from this end grain back here. I figure life will get better.
Yeah.
It's not turned it as green as I thought it would.
Yeah, it's only kind of green on the edges.
Usually the stuff just... I've seen guys that never heated them right.
Uh-huh.
And, they just stay green. There's nothing worse than a green gun.
Is this your first time using this?
I've never used Aquafortis before. I've always stained things. And I've generally built guns out of walnut. Always like walnut. I haven't done a lot of maple guns. Everybody says this is the better finish, because it's traditional and it is more permanent. All the other finishes, the stains are all stains, they're pigment based or aniline dyes or whatever, but there's some kind of a pigment involved, and so they have that. Always that risk of changing,
right?
From exposure to sunlight. Where Aquafortis doesn't do much changing. It's pretty permanent in its coloration. Can't burn this part up. It's not very hot.
How hot do you have to get it?
Pretty hot. There it goes.
Oh, wow.
It's really bad.
Is it?
I think it does. Looks terrible, doesn't it?
It didn't look like I thought it was going to.
Nope. Not at all. But as it dries,
it's kind of going greener again.
Yeah. It's like the moisture makes it the red-brown.
So do you think putting oil over the Aquafortis will turn it?
I have no idea at this point. I'm going to put a second coat on here, and I'm going to heat it one more time a little bit. And then I'm going to call it done until I can put a dye on it. Get it dried out to where a guy can dye it.
And force it warm.
Put a stain on. I'll force it warm, yeah.
But that nice color just keeps disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Just as fast as I put it on, it goes away. It's going a little redder. What it reminds me of, it's an odd correlation, but put milk paint on a Windsor chair.
Oh, yeah?
And it gets real dry looking and nasty, and you think, oh my God. And then you throw a coat of tung oil over it and you go, oh, looks really good. I didn't know I was so good.
That's a lot more what I was thinking.
It won't stay.
No. But that color's still there.
Yeah, the color's there. It's like it's inside it somewhere.
Yeah. The plot thickens. So what are you finding here?
This is just Danish oil on it.
And it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Does that feel better now?
Yeah, a little.
A little?
I still don't know what it's going to look like. but better than it was. That's where I tested it.
Okay.
And the color was there, and I thought,
just gonna go for it.
Color's there, it'll work. Yeah, I mean, you only live once. It's just a piece of wood.
But you have how many hours in?
I have no idea. A lot.
Oh yeah, that's coming out nice.
This brush, I think, has got a little bit of stain in it, but it's okay. It's amazing how bad it looks and how good it looks after you hit it with that.
Yeah.
There are things there I just don't really understand. I think I worked this over with a little bit of the Scotch-Brite.
And what will that do on top
just
of the
work it into the wood and clean things up more. This has always been one of my, and I may not even get any of that true oil. I may just stick with this. I've used this for years on wood.
It holds up pretty well.
Yeah, you got to layer it up. You can't just have one layer, but if you get it going, it gets pretty good. You can always go other things over it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a penetrating finish. It goes in hard and deep.
It's not like kind of a plasticky coating
that
you see on some.
No, it's not like that at all. That's what I like about it, is it's not a plasticky coating. I don't like plastic feeling on my guns. I don't like it. I don't think they should be that way. Now, they did kind of have a, I don't know, lack of a better term, almost a varnish finish they used some on guns.
Really?
Mm-hmm. See, I think this back here can come up more with some work.
Yeah, it's real dark.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's because it's not shined up enough. Needs a little more work. Up there some.
And you're oiling some of that Scotch-Brite. Oh, wow.
And see, we double hit that.
And you think on that end grain down there, it soaked up too much?
I think it went dark. Could be crazy, but that's what I think happened. I don't think it looks bad.
No, I almost kind of like it. Almost kind of puts some wear in back there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like a new old gun, but I think it gives you a little change. This is the first gun you've built in how long?
Oh gosh, a long time. I actually like the color.
I do too. Compared to where we were half an hour ago,
I'm kind of really pleasantly surprised. Yeah. It came up so nice. I had no hopes. Just had no hope for it. I thought, nice try, but, didn't make it. But it actually has a nice look. As long as you don't look too close, it don't look too bad. Which I often say about my projects. I'm just going to put a coat of oil in this barrel channel just to protect the wood. Yeah, it has better color than I was hoping for.
Good.
I don't know how we accomplished that. Do you?
Luck than skill any day. Rather have luck than skill any day.
That's my saying. Luck over skill any day.
Coming from a championship pistol shooter.
Who's had a lot of luck over his years. Had a lot of luck. Yeah, that's all Aquafortis color there.
And the oil's just bringing it out.
Yeah. Yeah, the oil's just richening it up. Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to believe that that oil's bringing out this color out of that poop
Yellow
brown
piece of, yeah, baby poop brown. I mean, that's what that was just baby poop brown. Yeah, I mean, can you believe this came out like this?
No, I can't.
I mean, it looks like somebody knew what they were doing. And we know that's not the case. We've proven that countless times.
We've got it on film.
That we don't know what we're doing. Let's try this. Let's try that.
I
don't know. Have you ever done this before? No. Looks like a good idea. I've seen other people do it. I gotta wipe this off. It's got some glue on it. I don't want to get glue on it now. Yeah, I mean, I was ready to go and stain it, you know, just try to get something going that made it look like it should look. But you can't beat this look. I don't care what you do. I mean, I would have been willing to bet a fair amount of money that the gun was toast. You know, it was never going to really look like much. You know, I just wrote it off. Said, you know, it happens. I haven't done a lot of maple guns. Daniel and I always swore by this stuff.
Aquafortis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he always says, man, that's what you use. You want the right color.
This is a good color.
Oh, you can't beat that color, man. So what I'm going to do for the eagle is I'm going to solder one of those silver eclipses onto that trigger guard.
Oh, yeah?
And then put the eagle in the silver. Yeah. I figure that'll give me the...
little punch of silver you
yeah.
want.
That'll make it as good as I can get it. Actually,
in the light, it looks good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remain calm.
Remain calm. Don't throw it away.
Yes, things look pretty dark right now. It looks grim when your gun turns to baby puke brown. But
don't jump in front of the bus.
It's okay. It's all going to be all right. I mean, I got just the color I wanted. I'm just a couple notches dark, and I don't even mind the darkness. And we just had no clue what we were even doing.
We had no idea.
That's the worst part of it, man. I don't know what would happen if I actually knew what I was doing on projects.
It's going to look sweet, man.
That's going to be kind of cool. I mean, it's got the look, you know, that I was after. I had no idea how to get that look. I mean, I went into this...
Do you know now?
No. The only thing I'll say about it is the level of finish that I went to on it took me almost where I wanted to be. It could be just a little better in places, but it's okay. I don't want it a whole lot better.